Today we're going to learn how to record our time. Once you log into the Command Center, click Employees on the left-hand side, Timesheets, your name should be pre-populated under Employee. If it's not, click down the scroll down and scroll down to find your name. If a timesheet for this week has not appeared, click New Timesheet. This will add the correct week. I'm using week February 24th through March 2nd. To record my time, I just click on the week of February 24th to March 2nd. I always make sure that this is the right pay period. It should default to the correct pay period, but just make sure. You start with Monday. All time should be entered on the day or the day after you work. So today is Monday. My start time is 8 o'clock. My end time is 5 o'clock. It automatically saves the half hour. You put save break and it will take out a half hour for lunch. And after I've put in my start time, my end time, and recorded my save break, my half hour for lunch, I worked 8.5 hours. I record my shift. The highlighted Expand Explain Time worksheet is where you enter your explanation of the time worked. You see that this 8.5 hours is red. It's because I haven't allocated anything to the time. I have 3 choices. I could be working on a project, a work order, or a non-job. We don't use work order expenses anymore, so really it's either a project or a non-job expense. So if it's a project, I click down and select Customer. What part of the project is it? It's the Porches and Decks. What part of the phase is it? The library, framing, the floor system. Fill out every single box to make sure that it populates a cost code. I either put the time I started and the time I stopped, or if I know I was framing for 4 hours, I just can put 4 hours here. If I have something done in the memo, I can put it in the memo. If this completes the framing, I can click Done here. If I was told that framing would only be 2 hours and I went 4 hours, I can also add something here to why that there is a variance in how much framing that there actually was. And I click Save. So I have 4 hours accounted for my day. I worked 8.5 hours, so I still have 4.5 hours to account for. So I go to my next project. I select all the way down. You want to select all the way down until you can't select any more, or that all 6 boxes are filled. I spent my rest of my 4.5 hours. Again, I can put my time started and stopped here, or I can just put the number of hours I worked. If there is a variance that I wanted to disclose, I just click that here. If there's a problem with the weather or some material failure, if I want to write something in the memo here, if I'm done now with the framing or done with this job, I can hit Done here. Once I've selected that, you hit Save. Now I'm completed with Monday, and I'd go back up to the top If I'm doing 2 days in a row, I can now click Tuesday. I worked 8 until 5 on Tuesday. I want to save my break and record my shift. Now I have Tuesday. I need to expand, explain time worksheet. Again, if it's a project, you choose project. All the customers are already pre-populated. Then I pick what part of the project. And I click all the way down, filling all 6 boxes. If I want to put I started at 8 o'clock, and I did this until noon, then automatically calculated my 4 hours for me. Again, if you're done with this part of the project, you can click done. You can type in the memo if you have something to explain about it. If there's some variance to why it's taking longer or much shorter than it was, you can click one of these. And don't forget to save. So for Tuesday, again, I worked 8.5 hours. It's still red, so I need to allocate some more time. My time remaining is 4.5 hours. So I need to keep allocating my hours. I'm going to put the rest of my time to this. Need more lumber. Just put something in the memo so I'd have it. And select save. It's best if you do this every day after work so you're fresh. You have a fresh memory of what you worked on. But if you're doing a couple days, you just scroll up. You select the next day. Again, I worked 8 till 5. Record my break. Record shift. I scroll down, make sure I'm in Wednesday. Expand, explain time worksheet. This day I was in training. That's a non-job expense. It's variable overhead. You'll see it comes up as far as field training. I was learning about field service work. If I want to put on the job training, just to be clear what I was doing that day. And I did that for 8.5 hours and save. Now all my time is black, so all of it is saved. If I want to go back to my timesheet, scroll up to the top and hit timesheet. Now you can see I've recorded 25.5 hours this week. If I want to see what my week is, I click weekly report. And here it'll have all the jobs I worked on, what my project was, the cost codes, and the hours I worked on them. You can close out of your weekly timesheet. And when you want to get back into your time, I'm picking again the week of February 24th through March 2nd. My Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are here. If I want to look at my Monday, I just click on Monday and it opens up. I can't really explain time worksheet because all of my hours are already accounted for. But if I did make a mistake, this little red X lets you delete. Be really careful. If you want to edit, you choose the box above it here. Then I can edit. I meant to say work order. Don't forget to save. If I meant to delete it, I'm going to delete the whole thing because that's all wrong. I didn't mean to put it there. I meant to put it yesterday. It will ask us if I'm sure. I can put OK. Okay, since I deleted that, I still have 4 hours to go, so I need to allocate my 4 hours. Okay, so I'm allocating now my 4 hours that I deleted. And I want to delete this 0 here. Okay. So now I'm back to both of them being black, and it equals 8.5 hours. If I want to see my timesheet, I just go back to timesheet, and here I still have my 25.5 hours. And that's how you allocate your time.